Hi. This is a versus review. So this is very popular at the moment. So I want to join that game as well. So here we have the Aiviq Aspire Advanced Espresso machine versus the Breville Barista Max Espresso machine. So this is brand new. Just got it a few days ago. This one I got, I think, around 2 years ago. So it's been with me for a while now. Been very happy about it. But you can also probably see that it doesn't shine as much, right? But let's give it a review. It's two very similar machines. I think it's for the normal household. Price level is this is a bit cheaper. This is a bit more expensive. In Denmark, it's around I think it's around $700-800 $700-800. This is probably like $600-700. So a bit cheaper, a bit more expensive. So what we can see here is that this probably, I think most people would agree that this is a nicer design, but in the end it's up to the personal liking. So, but what it got here is it's built of metal all the way around, where the front is metal here, but just next to it, just around it, it's built of plastic. So maybe this is also plastic, but it feels like metal. So I think that's how it is. So, but in essence, this feels a little bit more like a luxury product, in my opinion. A lot of small things gives you the impression of luxury, like holding this handle. It's heavy, and it's heavy in a good way. So it's like you can feel that now you're dealing with the old Italian espresso traditions. And same when you actually get this one, the Stamper. It's heavy. Like when you take the one from Breville, it's plastic. Right? It's very good if you prefer not heavy, easy to work with. Breville is probably the choice. I prefer this one, right? So because it gives you this impression of luxury, and I like that when I'm dealing with. It's a matter of sensation and feelings, and more than just getting your caffeine in the morning. And that's what you get with this one. You also do that here, but it's just those small details that makes it a little bit more interesting to work with this one. So now I'm talking a lot about why this is better, but I will also talk about why Breville is better because they have the advantages and disadvantages, both of them, right? I think actually more like Breville is like mediocre in everything, this machine, and it's good. It's in a good way, where this one is a winner and the loser in different categories, right? So this one is just straightforward. Like if you've seen tennis and you've seen the Danish huge stars, Caroline Wozniacki, she's not a winner, she's not a loser. It's always the other ones that lose or win. She always just plays. So this is Wozniacki machine. So it has this display, and you can adjust a lot of things here, like how long does you want to grind. As a fat break standard, it comes with 14 seconds. It's way too much in my opinion. I tried it and it's just all over the place. So I have adjusted it, and this is one of the cool things. You can just adjust a lot of things here, right? So I adjusted it to 7.5 seconds, where it grinds, and then it's perfect for me. That's its ground rule that like you can set here, depending on your beans and so on, what how the consistency of the coffee powder or the espresso coffee powder will be afterwards. And there's a rule of thumb that it should be like salt, and I think it's like a bit more raw salt. And I think I'm getting close. I think actually I'll just do like move it a little bit here, so it'd be a little bit more raw, and same counts as this. But this one you can adjust temperature for water and so on. You also have the water for American coffee, Cafe Americano, and like it's here. I think when you have that here, you can also use that one and make it here. But then it comes out of this one, right? So that's a difference. But potato. These are some of the things you can change, and I think just it's a nice display. One of the things that is a big advantage with this machine is that it can both make coffee and steam at the same time. It's because there's some kind of double pipes or whatever inside. I don't know technical term, but you can produce water through two different systems, so it can actually both steam milk and make coffee at the same time, where you have to do it separately here and first do the one thing and then do the next. It's a little bit more, takes longer time here, right? So far all I've said is like, this is a winner, right? So that's how it is until now. It is a winner, but there is some things that I do not like. Okay, so why do I have this little box here, right? So I'll show you. This is where I feed my reserve pots and my cleaning pots. So here and here. So it's in this box, right? And then we take the Breville, take the drip tray out, and we have them here. We have the same thing built into the machine. This is a nice detail. This is for people like me that doesn't want the bother. This is a good thing, really good thing, right? So here, Breville limbs. This is something I don't understand why they haven't dealt with this. When you take this one out, you see, I don't know, maybe that's where the extra pipes for water or something like that is. I do not know, but I know that it is not a super solution having reserve pots in this box. But on the other hand, well, it's not worse than it can be put down in a drawer or in a cupboard or something just next to it. But it's one of those small things. There's another thing, like this goes off, goes in, easy. And then you just change it with this is the double espresso, and you just change it and you use a single espresso. So when we take this one, it's heavy, it's difficult. And actually they have thought about it and they explain in the manual. You just do like this. Say this is a small, small kind of knife, something like that. Oh, do you get it here? No. Well, to be honest, I didn't do that either before. So what I ended up doing was just using a normal knife from a table knife, and it was not that difficult to take off with that one. And you don't do it that often, but of course, it is not the perfect thing to work with when you're dealing with stuff like this. So it would be nicer not to deal with that issue, right? So That said, two good machines, but that's where this lose. I think actually this just do what is right. The only place where I think most of these espresso machines lose is on the matter of knockboxes. They never provide knockbox, or well, I don't know if they do, but I haven't seen it. Breville Barista Max, Aiviq Aspire Advanced Espresso machine didn't provide any of them, so I had to buy a competitor's knockbox, and you use the knockbox when you're done with making coffee. Where do the trash go? And it can either go to the bin or something, but it's difficult and it's always the issue. And I think most they provide the milk can, the tamper, the handle. I think kind of the knockbox should be just as an essential. But on the other hand, that's not something that's unique for Aiviq or Breville. It's a general issues for the producers or the creators of espresso machines, at least in this price class, as far as I have experienced. So, but let's get to it. We'll have a look at how it works. So let's start with Breville Barista Max. Here you take this one, the handle, and you pull down. I think we've got there in. So we take the stamper, we push it. There's no, it's very light, this one, so you have to push it a bit more. And we go here, you just take it from the side here, you do that with most machines. And here we go. And the same here, almost the same. I don't push down here. So what I do instead is I just click here, and that was the thing about I've adjusted it to 7.5 seconds, so I don't need to worry that much. And here we go. So that's a bit easier, right? But no buts, it's just easier. And with little force, because it's so heavy, so it takes a lot of the force in itself. And we go here. I think this one is because it's new, so I just hold it a little bit here. But I think when I've used it a lot of times, it would just go like this one. So both of them go straight out, and then it's like, it's not a click, but it's like you know when it stops. So let's see how it goes. So here we're ready now, and we will take a double espresso. It goes here and here. And here it pours down. I think I always love this when it pours down like this. Something amazing about it. So actually, there's a very, very small difference. So this pours down a little bit longer and has a little bit more in it, but it's very small, a bit more, but not much more. Yeah, good coffee. I think they're both good here. It's good. It's strong coffee. Yeah, I can taste the difference, and that's probably That's one of the most important things. Same coffee, pretty much same settings. It will end up being pretty much the same result in the end. So a lot of it, this is about the design. Only thing, well, the big advantage with this one, it's not an advantage, isn't that, but it's an experience. Well, so I've had this for like maybe 2.5 years, 2 years. I'm not entirely sure, but it's so it works and it keeps working. I don't know this one yet. I hope it will last, and I hope it will last a lot longer. But I don't know for sure yet how it will work, this one. So basically, two good machines. If you like more control with the grinding, with the heating system, if you are busy in the mornings, like in a hurry, this one is certainly better. And of course, if you go more for design, I think this Aiviq also is better, but this one is super solid. It's a good machine. It has served me well for several years now, and I can strongly recommend that one as well. But this, I think this is just a bit more luxury feeling you get here. So yeah, one thing is that this one, the only thing where it is not doing its work properly is, I can't explain this. Every time my mother has been around using it, sometimes when I have rented my house out through Airbnb, and I can come back home and start it, and it almost doesn't work. I don't know why, but it's like it's going so slow. So instead of like here where it goes down, it takes like 5 minutes to make a cup of coffee, maybe 3 minutes, but long, very long. And then 2-3 days, it works perfectly again. I have no idea why, but it's kind of, it got its own life in when in encounters with different persons than me, and I'm pretty sure that's not the scientific explanation of what's happening with it, but I haven't been able to find out what is the reason for it suddenly stops working perfect like it did here, and then has kind of 3-4 days off, like it was a human being that had some bad days, right? And of course I haven't seen that here, but I suspected that's a special thing about this machine actually. So I think that's pretty much it. Two good machines. If you're for winners, take this one. If you get annoyed by the losers, don't take this one, but this one, because in general this does what it is supposed to do, and it keeps doing it, and it's done that for several years for me. But if you like the small details of luxury, the better design, go with this one. That's it for all. This is over and out for the Aiviq Aspire Espresso machine versus the Breville Barista Max espresso machine. Thank you for watching, and take care. Hope